Thank you very much, everybody. Welcome to Storytellers. I'm going to try to ease into this talking thing. I've actually done a little bit of it on this tour that we've been on for the last 3 months, but not quite as much as I have to do tonight. So if I sound like I'm just shaking from the bottom of my toes, I am. So I'm going to tell you very quickly what I can remember about the story of dreams. When we were first recording the Rumors record, we spent 2 months in Sausalito at the record plant, and as far as I'm concerned, that's when we actually recorded the record. It took another 8 months after that, but the tracks were all done there. While they're doing all kinds of stuff and there's nothing for me to do, I went next door to Sly Stone's studio within the building, this big like black and red room with a kind of a stairway that went down into this like kind of tunnel thing where people would set up and play around this like lighthouse sort of setup. And I took my little Fender Rhodes piano in there and I wrote Dreams. And I spent about an hour in there, and then I went back into Fleetwood Mac and actually was brave enough to just play it for them because I really thought it was good. And they liked it, and we recorded it that night. That is the story of Dreams. Quickly, into the story of Landslide. Everybody seems to think that I wrote this song about them. Everybody in my family, all my friends, everybody. And my dad did have something to do with it, but he absolutely thinks that he was the whole complete reason that it was ever written. I guess it was about in September 1974. I was home at my dad and mom's house in Phoenix, and my father said, you know, I think that maybe you've really put a lot of time in this, and maybe you should give this 6 months. And if you want to go back to school, we'll pay for it. And then basically you can do whatever you want to and we'll pay for it. So I have wonderful parents. And I went, cool, I can do that. Lindsay and I went up to Aspen, and we went to somebody's incredible house, and they had a piano, and I had my guitar with me, and I went in their living room looking out over the incredible like Aspen Skyway, and I wrote Landslide, and I also wrote Rhiannon, which we'll talk about later. 3 months later, Mick Fleetwood called on New Year's Eve, 1974, called and asked us to join Fleetwood Mac. So it was 3 months. I still had 3 more months to go to beat my 6-month goal that my dad gave me. So that's what Landslide is about. I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. Well, I've been afraid of changing, see my reflection in the snow covered hill. Well, maybe the landslide will bring it down. Well, the landslide will bring it down. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. All right, well, the story of Stand Back. Many years ago, like in the beginning of the 1980s, I got married. And my husband Kim and I were driving from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara for our honeymoon. And we heard this incredible Prince song called Little Red Corvette. And we were so knocked out at this song. So we were all the way. So we pulled over and we got it. And I just kind of hummed this song along to it. It's very, very different. You'll try it. You'll all go home and try this. But you'll have to find where it fits in. But it was perfectly in there. And we got to the hotel or wherever we went. And we recorded it. And it was a song. It was done. And also to add that when I went in to record it, we were in the middle of recording it, and I thought, well, you know what? I could just call Prince and tell him this. And somebody got me his number, and that's not an easy thing to do. And we contacted him. I was at Sunset Sound in Los Angeles. We contacted him, and he called me back. He called me right back, and I kind of told him the story. I said I kind of hummed along this song, and I'm at Sunset Sound, and how do you feel about that? And 20 minutes later, he roared into the parking lot, and came in, listened to the song, very cool, very quiet. And he said, okay. I said, do you hate it? And he said, no, it's okay, it's cool. And they set up an OB8 for him, and he played the 16th note thing. And then he did it one time, and then he went to the middle part where he goes, dee-da, 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 dee-da. He did that. He finished it. He said goodbye, and he kind of walked out of my life. So that's my Prince story, and it's also my story of Stand Back. No one looked, I Thank you. All right, who has a question?
My question is about your musical influences. I know you talk a lot about Tom Petty and Bob Dylan and how they influenced you and how you're like a big, groupie. I was just wondering, though. Well, I'm a Stevie groupie, so I was just wondering, who were your female singer-songwriter influences growing up?
Pretty much the one that really touched me the most, the rock and roll singer, was Janis. Just her style, her craziness. And she really is the only one where I kind of got what I kind of do from her. There really wasn't anybody else like that.
Thank you.
Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? This is truly the first time that I've ever played Rhiannon in front of anybody. I mean, except, people that are walking through as I'm playing it in my house. Rhiannon was not written about the mythological Mabinogion from Wales. She was written about a name that came up in a book that I read that somebody gave me, a little paperback novel that was called Triad. You can trace it down and find it. There was 2 women in it. They were named Rhiannon and Branwen. So this story truly is when everybody wants to say, oh, you write premonitions, you have premonitions. I don't think that I consciously have premonitions, but I do seem to have some sort of a psychic knowledge of what's going to happen in the future. The whole thing about the birds and the sky and all this is all intricately woven through the myth. So I always think it's pretty interesting when I listen to it or when I play it that I had no idea about any of this when I wrote it. I just thought it was a really beautiful name, and I thought if I ever have a little girl, maybe I'll name her Rhiannon, or, and that's really what I took to the piano to write the song. I also wrote this song in Aspen, the same time I wrote Landslide. There must have been a very creative force going on in Colorado at that moment, that night. So I'm going to try to play this for you. If I make a mistake, I'll stop and do it over. Maybe I won't make a mistake. Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? She moves her life like a bird in flight, and who will be her lover? All your life you've never seen a woman taken by the sky. Would you stay if she promised to you heaven? you still cry out for her, and you still cry out for her. Rhiannon.
Hi, Stevie. I just want to say that I love you very much, first of all. And I had heard that you write a lot of your music in your bathroom. Is that true?
I do, if it's a big, wonderful bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't write
what
in
I
little
heard.
bitty,
No,
crummy bathrooms.
beautiful. Your sanctuary. Is your bathroom your sanctuary?
So yeah, I do
Yeah.
in Phoenix because I have a really large bathroom and it has incredible acoustics. So, and it has a view of the mountains. So I kind of move everything in there, and it's a great way to write, to be in a very acoustically good place that's small. It works.
Just like a white-winged dove sings songs, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Well, I never thought I'd make it here in Hollywood. I never thought I'd ever want to stay. Thank you very much. So quickly, I didn't really get to tell you what that was about. That was written in the very beginning when Lindsay and I first went to Hollywood. And it was just about, you know, this part of it, loving to do this part of it and being able to balance it with the other part of it. And so there's the glitter part and there's the not glitter part. So this was a song about the glitter part getting you through. And it's called After the Glitter Fades. And we just did it. All right. So, Edge of 17. What happened with this song was I was in Australia hanging out, playing, doing something with some band, and John Lennon died. So I was, of course, upset by this, and I was very far away, and it was really strange to not be in the country when he died. I went home to Phoenix, and I had this idea about writing a song about him, about the white-winged dove, which comes from Arizona and like nests in the saguaro cactus, but I didn't know that until I got to Phoenix and started writing this song, and somebody told me that. And then, to make a bad situation worse, my uncle, who was my dad's older brother, very close brothers, family, my dad's, and he was very sick. And I went to visit him one day, a couple weeks after that, and my cousin John, his also name was John, we were both there, and for some reason nobody else was there, and my uncle died, and we were just there by ourselves with him, and we didn't even know what to do. It was like, I can't believe this is happening. So when it says, you know, and I went running down the hall searching for somebody, and up the stairs and down the hall, I did not hear an answer, but I did hear the call of the night bird. That's what that was about. So that's what it's about.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hi, in a couple of your songs you refer to the blue lamp, and on the box set there's a great song called The Blue Lamp and a photo of you with the blue lamp. What's the deal with the blue lamp?
The blue lamp is a real Tiffany lamp that it was the first, right after I joined Fleetwood Mac, my mom bought that lamp for me. So it was the first really beautiful thing that I got. And it was from her. And I ended up carrying it back from Phoenix to Los Angeles on the plane, and they didn't want to let me on with this blue lamp. And I said, well, then you're going to have to run over me because we're not going without the lamp. So the blue lamp became like this, you know. It still sits right in my living room in Phoenix. It's a beautiful lamp, and people write songs about it, and people walk in the house and say, oh, that's the blue lamp, like you just said, you know. So yeah, it really exists. It's really a lamp.
Has anyone ever written anything for you?
Has anyone ever written anything for you? Probably, in my own way, this is probably my most intense song. What happened with this song is we went on the Wild Heart tour in I guess it was 1984, something like that. Joe Walsh was opening for me, and we became friends, and I was very uptight about something that was going on, and I don't even remember what it was. But Joe felt that it was important in the scheme of our lives to tell me a story that would make me rise above all of it. And so we were in Denver, and he rented a Jeep, and he drove me up to Boulder, which is like an hour and a half, and told me the story on the way of a little girl that was killed in an accident in the morning on her way to nursery school, his little girl, in Boulder. And he kind of drove up to this park, and I knew he was going to show me something that was going to freak me out because I was already totally upset by the time we got to Boulder. And we walked across this park, and there was this little silver drinking fountain, and it said, to Emma Kristen, for all those who can't or aren't big enough to get a drink. And something about this story touched me so deeply that I went home to my house in Phoenix. I got out of the car. I walked into the front entryway where my Bosendorfer piano is. I sat down at the piano, and I wrote this song. And I wrote it in about 5 minutes, the whole thing. So that is what this song is about.
Has anyone ever written anything for you? In all your darkest hours, did you ever hear me sing? Well, listen to me now. You know I'd rather be alone than be without you. Don't you know that
If not for me, then do it for yourself. If not for me, then you do it for the world. And when they ask her about the men in her life, and they do ask her, she says, well, they were poets. And yet, they were priests of nothing. But they were legend. Poet, priest of nothing, legend. Poet, priest of nothing, legend. Poet, priest of nothing. You can come to my little singing thing anytime. Thank you so much.